Tonight, we celebrate a state treasure. The best volleyball players from around Nebraska get one final match to put an exclamation mark on their high school career. All-Star Volleyball is next. The Nebraska Coaches Association All-Star Volleyball match is live from North Star High School in Lincoln, Nebraska, as the Red and Blue All-Stars prepare for the final high school match of their career. Hello, everybody. John Schreiner here at Lincoln North Star High School alongside former Husker great Kathy Wieskamp. Kathy, it's a midsummer treat to be able to call this match. What does it mean for these girls to be out here tonight?
This is really their last opportunity to be here in Nebraska, play in front of family, friends, their communities, and to just sometimes get to play with opponents that they competed with all season through their high school career. But just a great opportunity to get back on the court one more time.
Well, before we get you set for the opening serve here, we got a couple of big-time performers we want you to look out for tonight. First, on the red squad, it's middle blocker Brenna Schmidt.
Brenna Schmidt has really developed as a player through her high school career. She's really a force up at the net. She's averaging 5.4 kills per set. She's also a big blocker up there, a big presence at the net. Across the net on the blue side, we've got Ava Haney. And Haney is an outside hitter who is part of that dynasty at Omaha Skutt, where 7 straight state championships. She knows how to win. She's an outstanding player and plays well in the big games. Really, those are just 2 players of several outstanding players we're going to have the opportunity to see tonight.
Well, the best in the state are set to square off here tonight. First serve coming up next on Nebraska Public Media.
Opportunities. They're found here, and here, and here. They inspire her, motivate him, prepare them. And when those opportunities start here, they can take you anywhere. Wayne State College, where opportunities today prepare you to lead tomorrow. Explore WayneStateCollege.com.
In the years after its passage in 1972, several attempts tried to change Title IX. Some federal lawmakers felt it shouldn't apply to intercollegiate athletics, in part because they were not a required part of curriculum. In 1975, Senate Bill S-2106 proposed to exclude revenue-producing sports, like football, from Title IX coverage. The bill was introduced by Senator John Tower of Texas, Senator Dewey Bartlett from Oklahoma, and Senator Roman Hruska of Nebraska. Letters from UNL's athletic director Bob Devaney and head football coach Tom Osborne submitted in the record opposed Title IX. UNL's women's athletic director Aileen Swafford submitted a letter in favor of Title IX. It read in part, "Women's intercollegiate athletics, as well as many other areas in education, need federal support to move closer to our country's goals of non-discrimination and equality." The Senate rejected this attempt to change Title IX.
PBS Passport gives you access to a phenomenal library of drama, history, science, and performance programs. You can watch whenever you want with the PBS app. Passport is the most popular member benefit we've ever offered. But did you know that you can receive access to Passport by donating your car, truck, or boat? Well, you can. So put that vehicle you no longer need to good use. Go online or give us a call right now to donate it. And thanks.
Coverage of the 2022 All-Star Week on Nebraska Public Media is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest Foundation, the Nebraska Public Power District, the Nebraska Corn Board, Aurora Cooperative, and Constellation Energy. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support. Back here with you at Lincoln North Star High School. All the players have lined up. We're just about ready to introduce you to the red and blue squads for 2022. Let's send it down to our public address announcer, Drew Denker, for the introductions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lincoln North Star High School for the 2022 Nebraska Coaches Association All-Star Volleyball Match. And now for tonight's introductions. First for the Red All-Stars. Number 2 from Millard West, Sadie Millard, coached by Joe Wessel. Number 3 from Waverly, Carson Van Scoy, coached by Terry New Year. Number 4 from Bishop Newman, Kaylee Jurgensmeyer, coached by Brandy Slatke. Number 5 from Bellevue West, Keely Kavinami, coached by Christina Krychek. Number 6 from Omaha Scott, Abby Shomers, coached by Renee Saunders. Number 7 from Broken Bow, Kaya Scott, coached by Skylar Morris. Number 8 from Gretna, Skylar McCune, coached by Mike Brandon. Number 9 from Lincoln Southwest, Shaylee Myers, coached by Mark Novotny. Number 11 from Lincoln Lutheran, Caitlin Oxley, coached by Sue Ziegler. Number 12 from St. Paul, Olivia Poppert, coached by Matt Cohen Fairbanks. Number 14 from Elmwood Murdoch, Brenna Schmidt, coached by Nicole Justison. Number 15 from Norris, Ella Waters, coached by Christina Bosiger. And number 21 from Columbus Lakeview, Jordy Neckel, coached by Casey Bellitz. The assistant coach for the Red All-Stars is Bryson Mulberg of Gothenburg. And the head coach from Norris, Christina Bosiger. And now let's meet the Blue All-Stars. Number 4 from Elkhorn, Taylor Bunger, coached by Morgan Johnson. Number 5 from Oakland Craig, Bailey Helzer, coached by Becky Rennerfeld. Number 6 from Omaha Scott, Ava Haney, coached by Renee Saunders. Number 7 from Kearney Catholic, Ashley Keck, coached by Chris Connor. Number 8 from Elkhorn, Sydney Rassler, coached by Morgan Johnson. Number 9 from Elkhorn South, Kylie Weeks, coached by Chelsea Potter. Number 10 from Kearney Catholic, Sydney Connor, coached by Chris Connor. Number 11 from Lincoln Pius X, Reagan Hay, coached by Katie Wenz. Number 12 from Wynot, Carly Hymas, coached by Tammy Weisler. Number 13 from Hastings St. Cecilia, Adeline Kierkegaard, coached by Kellen Schumacher. Number 14 from Meade, Brianna Lemke, coached by Keisha Pavelka. Number 15 from Elkhorn South, Maddie Wooden, coached by Chelsea Potter. And number 18 from Northwest, Sophia McKinney, coached by Lindsay Harders. The officials for tonight's All-Star game from Crete are Dave Irwin, and from North Loop, Joanne Wells. The line judges for tonight's contest from Lincoln are Leanne Boroma and Tristan Sharp. And the coaches for the Blue All-Stars, the assistant coach from Overton is Haley Ryan. And the head coach of the Blue All-Stars from Aurora, Lois Hickson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join us as we honor America in the singing of our national anthem. The anthem will be performed by Olivia Vanderford, an upcoming senior from Lincoln High.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, the pregame festivities have come to a close, and now it's time to play volleyball. John Schreiner, Kathy Wieskamp with you here for the duration of this one. Such a special event, this one, as these girls close out their high school careers. Most of them, in fact, a vast majority of them, Kathy, moving on to play at the next level.
Really, all but one are going on to play. And again, Olivia Poppert is not going on to play, but could have had the option to, but just made that decision. So pretty exciting. We've got a wide range of talent here, and again, all of them having one last time as a high school athlete to play.
Skylar McCune in your picture there, number 13. She had a busy day. She spent the morning at Creighton, where she's committed to, doing all of her headshots and photo shoots and things, getting ready for the upcoming season, then had to come back to Lincoln and get ready to play the match.
You know, these kids are incredible too, and again, a lot of excitement there. There's a Creighton squad. They're right here. A lot of those Creighton players are here tonight to get behind her and cheer for her in this match as well. So pretty exciting day for her. And again, this is a transition day, really, from one to the next.
Should be a lot of fun here tonight. There is so much talent on the court here tonight. I mean, this has to be among maybe the best national recruiting class, perhaps, that the state of Nebraska has seen. I know there have been a ton of talented volleyball players come out of the state, but just the number of different schools at high levels represented you're going to see on the court here tonight is pretty amazing.
And around the country, people know this is a hotbed for great talent in Nebraska. We're here, this is part of the Coaches Association clinic, and again, part of that is because we have great coaches in this state who are really open to learn, and the players are benefiting from that.
And the first kill attempt there, Taylor Bunger from the blue side sets up the first attack. Here's blue from the outside. That was Kierkegaard. And a free ball over from red. Kierkegaard again finds the donut. Our first point of the match goes to the blue.
Great start. Both teams, again, nice defensive play. Kierkegaard, nice job identifying and recognizing that open area in the middle of the court.
Adeline Kierkegaard broke her arm at Christmas time dancing in her room.
I love the stories they share with us, and that one is, I mean, that's a great story. By herself, just dancing in a room.
I wonder if it was a TikTok challenge.
Hard to say, but she was into it. You know, she's one of those people that puts everything she's got into whatever she's doing. So it's fun to watch her, and being a lefty on that right side, she's so strong over there, and really in a great position for her to be successful.
Maddie Wooden with the first ace of the match. And in set one, blue has a 2-0 lead. There's the first point for red. Comes from the middle for Caitlin Oxley out of Lincoln Lutheran.
Caitlin Oxley is a strong middle. We're going to see a lot of strong play out of middles. We talked about in the open about Schmidt, but also Oxley has done a tremendous job in the middle. She's one of those players that really kind of thought basketball was going to be the route she took, and just kind of kept growing in that volleyball and really choosing to pursue that and go forward with that.
Bunger tools the block at the net, and it's 3-1 blue. And she'll get a chance to serve after this.
Bunger, not a big, she's, you know, in this lineup, 5'11", but again, sometimes you can utilize that block on that outside. Don't need to have a lot of height and try and go over. You can just utilize and tool off the hands.
Shaylee Myers, the outside hitter from Lincoln Southwest. Someone you're familiar with, Kathy. You know all about her.
Yep, seen her at Southwest and do some really great things there. One of those players that has played several years, been on the court, so I've had the great opportunity to see her throughout her career doing a lot of really fun things, and excited for her as she moves on next year.
And there she goes again. Second consecutive kill for Shaylee Myers. Ties set number 1 at 3. She's on to Kansas State in the fall. One of 2 players here tonight going to Kansas State.
Right. She initially was going to Fresno State, and they had some changes in the program, so made a change in her plans, but really excited. And I know Susie Fritz, the coach down there, is thrilled to have her there. She's got a lot of experience. She's powerful up at the net, and excited to have her coming in. She'll be joining a teammate here on this red squad, Brenna Schmidt at K-State.
I'll make it 3 in a row for Shaylee Myers. That gives Red their first lead. An overpass. Red able to get into system here. Good swing from Kivanemi. Blue able to deal with it. Put back towards the deep corner. Good dig out of the back by Weeks.
I love listening to a lot of talk out on the court. That's why we're seeing good play, not quick one swings. We're seeing some nice rallies, but it's lending to the teams communicating. When you're bringing players together, first of all, these are great players, so they adapt very quickly, but that communication is a key part in them playing so strong.
Well, we're seeing a player on each side kind of take control here early in this first set. Myers from the red side, and Kierkegaard just got that kill for the blue squad. Excellent save by Kylie Weeks. Myers again. Now it's hard off the block.
High hand shot there by Myers. And the fun thing about these All-Star games, I mean, these girls just came together yesterday, and their coaches just have had that chance to then formulate and put the lineups together. And as we talked, they are just learning for the first, you know, they've been together for a day and a half, really, before they're going into this match. And so they're really doing some great things, like I said, with the strong play. And what a strong swing there on the outside by Myers again, showing what she has done throughout her career at Lincoln Southwest.
1,536 kills in her career for the Skyhawks. That's a school record, and well, you can see why she racked up those big numbers.
Well, and the other part that I think stands out about her is her hitting efficiency. I mean, she hit at a .372 hitting percentage. I mean, that's one top in the state, and particularly in Class A. But again, just the accuracy and being able to find a way to get that ball to the floor or off the top of a block that she did here and get that ball back in her hands.
Boy, McKinney was right there, but there was just so much velocity on that swing from Myers. We're going to get to see her serve now. She's 35 aces in her senior season. That was a pretty good serve there. That went off the net. Tough to handle for Jordy Nickel out of Lakeview. And we're 6-all here in set number 1. Bunger checking back in for blue. She was involved early. This is Ava Haney, our featured player for the blue side, serving. The near side for Sadie Millard. Back row, it's Myers again. Kept alive and passed over by Blue.
Wooden's doing a great job playing balls that are tight to the net, out of the net. Great decision there by Bunger.
Beautiful dink shot from Taylor Bunger gives Blue the lead back. Taylor Bunger out of Elkhorn. Played basketball, track, sand volleyball, and meanwhile carried a 4.0 GPA.
That's the thing, too, about these players. It's so impressive. You know, some of them are single sport, but a lot of them are multi-sport athletes, but their GPAs and their academic success really stands out.
Waters gets it across, and a point for Red. Back and forth we go, 7 even.
Great decision there by Waters to read the defense. They were all sitting deep, found that open area in the middle of the court. Just took some pace off the ball also. It's not always about power. A lot of times it's about control, placement of the ball, tempos, keeping your defense on their toes.
Very competitive here in the early going in set 1. And that one outside the antenna from Ella Waters.
Tough ball coming from behind her head. Couldn't really see the ball, trying to see where the court was, you know, the net, and just didn't make good contact.
Here's Reagan Haith out of Pius X, headed to Eastern Michigan. Once again for Waters. It was a better swing. She's rewarded with a point.
Key is good ball handling off that serve receive. Gives your setter opportunity to get the ball to your hitters in a good position or where they like it.
Here's Abby Schomer. She comes from a pretty good volleyball family.
Definitely some experience there, and again, part of that Omaha Scott dynasty we've talked about. Again, 7 straight state championships. Her sister, also, again, who is currently at Missouri.
Kivanemi with a kill. Out of Bellevue West.
Doing a really nice job in the match, kind of getting the ball to her where she can be successful.
Swing out of the middle on the overpass by Oxley. Blue able to deal with it, but Oxley gets back involved on the block. She comboed over there with Waters, and they got it done.
Great adjustment there by Waters. She could see Oxley was going to be a little bit late. She makes that adjustment, stays inside, and takes that angle.
That one's into the net. Ends the rally on the serving error by Schomer's. 10-9 Red. Maddie Wooden serving. Now she has put together quite the career. State record for assists in a career with 4,876.
I mean, I looked at that number and I thought that is incredible. 4,000. I mean, generally you're seeing in the upper thousands, maybe close to 2,000s, but that, out of all the stats of these players, that one for me really stood out.
She also holds a record for assists in a season at 1,414.
And that's why you get to 4,000 plus in your career. And talk about a kid too, again, just she lost her dad her junior year, difficult in getting through that. But again, persevering. She credits her team for being such a great support for her to get through that as he unexpectedly passed away. And she wants to recognize the value of, again, being a part of a team and helping you get through very difficult things.
And, you know, obviously she was still playing at such a high level. You don't take a year off and break the state record for assists. And her team won state that year, which I thought was just pretty amazing. That you can have such a tragedy and still go on to find excellence on the athletic floor.
And that's the great thing about sports, and what also it teaches young men and women too, again, about life, you know, and getting through difficult things and people you can rely on, and you're going to get through it. So great swing there, but again, a bigger block across the net by Haney leading the charge.
1 point separates the two, and now it's even as Kivaniemi hits into the net. 12 all. So I think they've divided the teams pretty well from what we've seen so far.
Absolutely, and I'm just really, as we talked, they haven't had much time together, but they're playing very well together, and that speaks to the level of player that we have out on the court.
It's 5 practices over the span of 2 days is all they have.
You know,
And a host of other activities that go on between those practices. They have service opportunities, they have meals together. It's really quite intense bonding.
But I think too, like I said before, you can just hear them talking out on the court. They have the tools to bring together, and oftentimes these players are also being asked to play a different role that maybe they did on their high school team as they come onto this all-star team too, which also speaks to their talent and their skill sets.
And I think volleyball is such a chemistry sport, needing to know where all of your teammates are going to be in every given situation. Sometimes games like this can show some of the warts because they don't have all that familiarity. But as you say, it does speak to the level and understanding of the game that all these players have.
Absolutely, and just again the systems and who has responsibilities, but also just not being hesitant to make those strong plays and strong moves, as you see again players pursuing balls in the middle of the court.
Good improvisation there at the net. It looked like things were about to go awry, but the 2 in the middle for Red able to get it done.
You know, and that's just great court vision and knowing sometimes when things are unorganized, the other side is also unorganized. And if you know where those open areas are, know what systems they're running, you can find those open areas and kind of clean the slate and into play.
Good swing from the outside there by Haney. She put everything into that one.
Haney's one of those players that I would call is a power hitter, and she just knows how to get it done. Here you're going to see again. She can do it and come with the heat.
What do you think about going to college?
I'm kind of scared.
I feel nervous a little bit. That's kind of a tough one. I'm not really sure yet.
I'm excited for college.
How are you going to pay for it?
To be honest, I don't really know.
That's actually a really good question.
So what if you had a friend you could ask?
There's a place in the middle of America where we stand up and stand out, bringing light that illuminates the best ideas and brings change. Understanding the heart of learning comes from the heartland. Nebraska Public Media is yours, a space and community for everyone. We tell stories and amplify voices so that all can be heard, all from a place that we call home. This is Nebraska Public Media.
Tight game midway through set number 1, but this is how the teams are selected. You see there on your screen. They have to be nominated by their high school coach, and they must be a graduating senior. Then they're evaluated using a rating system. Then the all-star coaches select the players following the state tournament. And then they make the division in June to try and balance those teams evenly. And Kathy, I don't know if we could have gotten much more of an even split so far.
So far, this looks like very even split. And a reminder, too, that these teams, they split. They play one group in set number 1, and then the other players play the whole second set. And so right now we got the coaches did a fantastic job of matching up too as far as that split. We'll see what set number 2 looks like, but a whole new group of players will be out on the court. And I anticipate too another 2 pretty evenly matchup. We'll have to see.
And Bailey Helzer a little bit long with the swing there. Gives Red the lead back at 16-15. From the middle, good swing there from Reagan Haight. The timing was just a little bit off, but she made it work.
Haight did a great job just hanging there and finding a way to get her hand on the ball. And that's probably the biggest thing in these all-star games, the setters and those middles, that timing of those quick attacks and those quick transitions. Where do you like it? High, low, you know, what point, and then being able to again, place it there. But again, great job by Haight to get her hand on that ball.
Low attack from Haney. It dug out. And a huge swing by Ella Waters is too long.
Waters, big, strong swinger on the outside, just didn't get quite on top of that ball. She has got a solid block up there and trying to find a way.
Yeah, it's those big swings that got her named AVCA All-Region. On the overpass, it's into the net, so that's going to be a point for Red.
Bunger being aggressive, that ball tight on the net. I love going up and being aggressive after that ball. Just gets a little bit too overzealous and catches the tape.
Sadie Millard to serve. She had an interesting story. She was at a monster truck rally and her car was stolen, but the thieves were nice enough to leave her school laptop laying in the parking lot.
Well, I think that speaks to how the thieves even valued education.
Even a thief can appreciate a good education. I love it. Overpass at the net, blocked, but out of bounds, so Blue will get the point. And they'll go up by 2, 19-17.
Great job there by Razzler. You're matching up one-on-one. She takes that and rotates that wrist to put that spin on the ball so it goes off that block instead of straight away. Great technique.
Set up for Waters again.
That's a good swing.
And a great dig out of the back as well by Kylie Weeks. I feel like I've said that a few times now. Waters with the dink. Kept alive. Near side for Bunger. Tools the block, and it's another point for Blue. They're the first to 20.
Bunger's she's a great jumper. You talked about what a great athlete she is, but she really has great springs, like she's on a little bungee cord there.
Bungee, I gotcha. See if Red can break up the rally. Waters too wide.
Little change there, trying to bring, Waters in a little bit inside. So between the block there, just again, not getting on top of the ball there. So they're just going a little bit long or a little bit wide for her.
So Red's got a timeout. Give you a chance to look at the coaches for this one. There's Christina Bosiger out of Norris. She's a Nebraska Wesleyan Hall of Famer as a player, where she held the season kills record and career digs record. And she led Norris to state titles in 2013 and 2014. Her daughter's a pretty good player.
Yeah, yep, you'll see her wearing the scarlet and cream this fall on the Nebraska squad, and she joined them in January. So she's already been training with them, and Christina's been at Norris for 21 years, and there's a bunch of Norris fans here and teammates and I guess players of Coach Bosinger here to support and cheer on through this All-Star game. They've just had a great season. They've been in the finals the last 2 years, and again, just great program.
Watch Nebraska Public Media Sports anytime, anywhere on the Nebraska Public Media app. Watch live streaming of the Nebraska Coaches All-Stars, NSAA High School Championships, college player profiles, full-length episodes from Big Red Wrap-Up, and so much more. Download the free Nebraska Public Media app today and tap into the action. So after the timeout, a service error by the Blue squad. As a coach,
that's a point for the coach, calling an effective timeout.
There you go. That's exactly my point. He's going to be happy with that spent timeout. Out of the back row, Myers. She's been super active here in set one. On the little slide move, that was Oxley, couldn't get it to fall. Myers bumped it back into play, and it's played high over the net by Neckel. Big swing from the outside. I believe that's Bunger again.
Bunger's had a lot of swings on that outside. She's one of those players that's got a lot of different shots, mixing it up, using the block, going around. But again, she's facing a big block up there, and she was able to just with power knock that back and get to the kill.
Set to the outside, and it's blocked at the net. So Blue coming up with some good defensive plays, both at the net and out of the back row with the digs. They lead at 23-18.
Just great, strong setup. Again, nice long arms there by Kierkegaard. But just a great working together to close that up as well.
See if Rhett's got anything here. Myers out of the back row. Another good dig. That time it was Wooden. And Myers can't get to that one. And Blue now on set point at 24-18.
Kierkegaard, just great shot there. That deep corner out of reach of the defense.
If Maddie Wooden can serve it out. Waters gets it over. Here's Bunger to close the set. Kept alive.
Great defensive play.
Another opportunity. Blocked at the net. Kierkegaard couldn't find the hole. And that one gets through, and it's the player who came up the biggest for Blue in set number 1 who finishes it off. Taylor Bunger with a raise of the arms. And the Blue side takes set number 1 by a 25-18 tally. Set 2 coming your way.
This is a growing corn plant. It's not battery powered. It doesn't have a 300-mile range, but it's vital in our fight against climate change. Reducing 46% of carbon emissions and producing clean-burning ethanol. Corn ethanol is the climate solution we need now.
College volleyball is back in action, and Nebraska Public Media previews the 2 perennial powerhouse programs in the state. Hear Nebraska volleyball head coach John Cook and Creighton volleyball head coach Kirsten Bernthal Booth break down their upcoming schedule, discuss their newest recruits and fall roster, and how each team will prepare for the 2022 volleyball season. Don't miss State of Volleyball 2022 Fall Preview.
Coming August 22nd at 9 p.m. Central to Nebraska Public Media.
It's coming. You're passionate about flavor and you respect your heritage.
Delicious.
No one imagined a fall as graphic as the fall of the Boleyn family.
Thank you, Pacific Ocean. That's my boo right there.
But I don't need it, can't you see? It's good to be me.
Singer-songwriter Jocelyn performs a solo set of her original music, featuring her unique, soulful take on acoustic pop.
It's good to be me.
Friday night at 9:30 Central on Nebraska Public Media.
Coverage of the 2022 All-Star Week on Nebraska Public Media is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest Foundation, the Nebraska Public Power District, the Nebraska Corn Board, Aurora Cooperative, and Constellation Energy. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support. Connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. Add a comment or catch up on the latest Nebraska sports info. Make sure to like Nebraska Public Media Sports and Big Red Wrap-Up and join in the discussion. And be nice.
Always be kind.
Set number 2, Blue leads it 1-0. Red will try to make a little comeback here as we get a look at some new players for both sides.
All new faces here, so this will be fun.
From the near side, that's Kivanemi. And she starts it off with a point for Red. So there was one late scratch for the Red squad. Kaylee Jurgensmeyer. So you may not get a full line change out of the Red. We see Kivanemi, she played in set 1 and is probably being forced into action here in the second set because of that late scratch.
great decision here. You'll see Connors recognizing right off and making sure, again, Brett, are you ready to go? Set number 2. Well, definitely ready to go there as Brianna Schmidt comes up big with that power swing right out of the middle. Great feed right up to her, and you're going to hopefully have an opportunity to see her do that several times this evening. That's just her kind of trademark.
Kaya Scott serving for red. On the near side, a two-handed push over and too deep from Ashley Keck.
Good idea, seeing that open corner. Just a little bit long, Mr. Mark. And that's a great thing, too, about these hitters. They've got players coming in behind them to cover them in case they get blocked, but also to communicate where open areas of the court are so they know placement of the ball, places that are open. And these players are also pretty smart and savvy, knowing what defense their opponent is running to, knowing where those vulnerable areas are.
And the defensive effort for Blue creates another point, as they did throughout set number 1. That was probably the difference for me, Kathy. It was just the way Blue defended in that first set.
Yeah, name you brought up several times was Weeks, just keeping balls alive. And we always talk about, again, defense wins points, because, again, you frustrate the opponent. And if you can keep that ball alive, you give your team an opportunity to swing at the ball one more time or be on top. So great shot there, again, by Brianna Schmidt, knowing where that open area is on the court, mixing things up with power and finesse.
Here's Jordy Nickel out of Lakeview. Set to the near side. Kivanemi couldn't get it to go. Back outside for McCune. And a net violation results in a point for the red squad. We've opened up a 5-2 lead here in set 2. Skylar McCune, you'll see her play outside hitter tonight. She's going to be a defensive specialist at Creighton.
But her high school career was at that outside position. So very comfortable there. Probably having fun this last time, getting a chance to make those swings at the ball. But again, her strengths will play in as far as her ball handling and her defensive play.
Serve along the line, absolutely painted by Maddie Wooden. She gets another ace. 91 of those in her high school career.
Just a great serve down the line and kind of going toward the edge of the court. You really got to make a decision there. Great pass there that time. Go by McCune. She said it's not going to happen again.
Set to Kivanemi. Kept up by Wooden. And a big swing from the near side. Ashley Keck.
Ashley Keck coming with a lot of speed behind that ball. Gets off and really drives to the ball, but she's got a quick arm swing. Really accelerates through the ball.
1,557 kills in her career at Kearney Catholic. A lot of sink there for the blue side. Can Red take advantage? They cannot.
Nice job there by Popper to change directions, move that to the backside. Just missed the mark on the swing.
After going down 5-2, it's Blue back in front 6-5. McCune, big swing and a bigger block.
Huge block, but solid block up there. Great job by Reagan Haith. Coming and closing. The two of the players working in synchronicity there on the right side. Connors also. Key is also on those as a setup. Those outside blockers setting that up and letting middles work to come together.
McCune got it off the block and down. Red breaks up the rally for Blue. Gets themselves back to within a point. Skylar McCune. She won the 18 Open Nationals in April of 2021. And two of her teammates, or names you might know, Lindsay Krause and Nora Sis.
So some pretty good teammates there to be a part of. She'll get a joint assist at Creighton this fall. But again, how fun to be a part of that and being able to contribute to that win and that championship.
All tied at 7, and Schomers will get the serve. Her older sister, Allie, holds the Class B record for assists in a season. It just has to pass over. The set to the near side. A monster swing by Ashley Keck. She has come alive here in set 2.
I just love the speed and the velocity of the ball. She gets up well, but that swing and that hard line shot outside the block and really right on top of Abby Schomers.
Ashley Keck back to serve. She was the Kearney Hub Player of the Year.
You can just see why.
There she goes. Again, Reagan Hayes. She's getting involved on the block. She's smashing it from the middle. Blue is just in rhythm right now.
Just great connections with the attackers. We talked about, again, setters finding a way, and we've got a great setter here in Sydney Connor, feeding up to her hitters, finding out what they like. Sydney Connors has quite a story also, too.
She sure does. Hit by a train on September 22nd, 2021, fractured a vertebrae. And the most amazing part of that story, she played volleyball 3 weeks after being hit by a train in her car.
And if you've seen pictures of that car, I mean, it actually removed the engine from the car. The car, I mean, it gives you chills to think. Here, again, great team has the photo of that car. 3 railroad tracks, and again, just the sun, the time of day. It's a miracle that she's even here, let alone a plane. And again, 3 weeks, I believe, back.
3 weeks, she came back.
She was back on the court, and team was there, and a lot of prayers were answered, you know, to know that she was okay when they heard about it, because it was pretty scary to hear that when that all happened. And she's
headed off to Washburn to play collegiate volleyball.
She's one of 3 players going to Washburn.
Hey, Washburn got a pretty good haul out of this class here in 22.
Good, program there that's really doing some really nice things, and they're looking to Nebraska for some great talent, and they're getting 3 of them out of this match tonight. Great up.
Good save out of the back by McCune.
That's why they're looking at her to be a defensive player at Creighton next fall.
It ultimately came to nothing as Blue able to get it home after the great save from McCune.
But again, Connor's making a great decision here. She's an offensive-minded setter where she isn't afraid to take that ball over. And again, she knows where those open areas are.
On the outside, Hymas. Red break up the Blue rally again. That one too wide for McCune to do much with it. And Blue extends the lead to 12-10.
Excuse me, Hymas, nice job taking that down the line. That shot can really work in the corners of the court. Is this Blue squad.
Set to the middle, and hey, Brenna Schmidt said, I'm still here.
Yep. Makes her presence known when she's in the front row, that's for sure.
6'5" middle blocker. Her father, Marcus, played basketball at McCook Community College. Her mom played volleyball at Wayne State. Good athletic pedigree and the body type that so many coaches are looking for in a middle blocker.
You know, and I think the key is being a 6'5", being coordinating, working hard, moving in transition. I think those are all things that she's really worked hard and developed through her high school career. I know Coach at K-State, Susie Fritz, still believes there's more growth. Maybe not height growth, but again, development there that we can get, and we'll take a 6'5" player. Nice to have in the lineup.
13-11 Blue. Scott Good block over there. It's Kaya Scott and the aforementioned Brenna Schmidt.
They were not fooled at all by that push to the right side pin. Both were there and stopping that ball. Great up.
Set tight to the net. Might have been just a little mistimed. And Red right back in it, levels it at 13.
Pretty even here.
Came off the fingertips of Keck. He'll just have to pass over.
Free opportunity here. And getting great communication there by Schmidt, talking to her setter. I need a little higher.
And Keck with a simple little dink shot over the defense makes it tough on the Red side. But we've seen Keck with a big swing. We've seen her with some intelligent shots. Seems like Concordia's got a good one coming their way.
Absolutely, and again, keeps the defense off balance. You know, if you're a power shot all the time, yeah, it's a lot of fun. But a block can get in a rhythm on that too, and so just being smart and making great decisions, when to mix things up, and having that arsenal of a wide variety of shots is really key.
The shot from McCune, just perfectly placed.
As you talk about a wide variety of shots, great shot selection there and location.
Eckel into serve. From the middle. Just kind of hit off the fingertips of Haith. Another opportunity for Blue. Keck. From the back row. A little too long from Kaya Scott out of Broken Bow. And it gives Blue back the lead.
Media timeout on the floor.
Midway through set number 2, Blue with the narrowest of advantages. They lead 1-0.
Sometimes you just have to be a little stronger, go a little farther, be a little tougher. This past year was a test to see if we could step up and weather the storm together. We are committed to push a little harder, go a little farther, lean into the challenge, and be tougher together. Aurora and you.
Backyard Farmer is your home for all of your lawn and garden information. Be sure to watch as our horticulture experts from Nebraska Extension give you the best advice for your turf, vegetables, trees, and shrubs. You'll also hear solutions to common problems with insect and wildlife pests, as well as plant diseases. It's your most trusted garden advice on television. Watch Backyard Farmer Thursday night at 7 Central on Nebraska Public Media.
Watch more outstanding all-star sports tomorrow afternoon as high school athletes from across the state come together for NCAA All-Star Softball. Don't miss the first pitch tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central on World. Live streaming is available on our website and on the Nebraska Public Media app. And if you haven't had enough of myself and Kathy Wieskamp, tune in tomorrow.
Come on, join us for fun.
So Red answers back with a point, and we're tied at 15. Tabby Schomer's checking back into the match. Kivenemi makes way.
Number 6, Abby Schomer.
A little dump over, but a good save from the Red side. Joust at the net, kept alive, but ultimately Red wins the point after winning the joust.
Sadie Millard doing a nice job up at the net, staying organized and in her base position right away when that ball goes across to the blue side.
Good set to the middle, quick attack there by Reagan Haith. Blues made money with that play here in the second set.
Haith does a great job cutting it off the edge of the block, and then again the ball is traveling to that edge of the court. Really tough ball, you got to get behind it, hard to control.
serve from Keck. Not really close to getting over, and it's a freebie for the red side.
He is that good toss and that good lift, and just wasn't good for her, and she knew it.
McCune nearly got herself an ace. Lemke gets a swing, but McCune there. And the block, Kaya Scott's attack was rejected. And we're back to level at 17.
I think that was Haith and Connors also again. Those two are pretty tough up front, let me tell you. They seal the net. Haith really does a nice job reaching over and cutting off those angles and being in that strong position.
Boy, Connor is really good on the block. I mean, as a coach, how valuable is it when you have a setter who is that good on the block?
It's huge, you know, and she's physically strong up there, but she also reads well and sets up well. And so to being able to do that, go up, first of all, you've got her in the front row. She can take that ball over, and she is very offensive-minded also. But then when she turns around on that defensive side and it provides that strong block, you really know you're got somebody special.
Good dig again by McCune. To the near side. Big swing blocked, but out of bounds. Brianna Lemke. First time we've mentioned her name. 6-footer out of Meade, headed to Hastings College.
She comes in and is doing exactly what they need her to do, get that ball, be aggressive up at the net. She has a big block in front of her, but the block didn't get squared up, and she tools it off.
You can see her there. She's got her back to the camera. And that was Lois Hickson. She's the head coach for the Blue Squad. We mentioned Christina Bosiger. There she is. There's Lois, just at the left edge of your screen. 16 seasons at Aurora. She's retiring. This will be her last action as a head coach. Spent 27 seasons between Chambers High and Aurora High, a career record of .517 and .265. Took Aurora to the state tournament 8 times in her 16 years. What a career, and certainly congratulations on retirement.
Just a great career, and what a fun way to cap it off too, being in this all-star game and being here and just having fun.
Out to serve is Sophia McKinney for the Blue Squad, the libero. She's out of Northwest High School in Grand Island. And Sophia didn't know how to tie her shoes until she was an 8th grader. Her words, not mine. It's a good swing from the middle. Sydney Razzler out of Elkhorn.
Well, and she's one of those players, too, that played softball. A lot of volleyball players play softball, too, as they're coming up, and they have to make that decision when it comes 9th grade. And she made the decision to go the volleyball route, and it's paid off for her. She's been part of that Grand Island Northwest dynasty, too. Again, 21 consecutive appearances in the state tournament. That's just incredible, and she says that's something to be proud of, and just as a little girl, you know, knowing that that was happening, and now to continue to be a part of that.
That was a hard shot taken right off the chest by Ava Haney. Point for red, and they're back to within 2. Set 1. This is about the time when Blue completely took over. There's another kill from Lemke.
Nice series here for Lemke as she's come in. She's really provided a spark on that outside. Lemke is a 6-footer, and she's faced with some big block over there, but she is finding the way to get around or over it.
What I loved about Lemke's player questionnaire, for the question of, is there anything interesting about you? She wrote, nothing.
Yeah. Just me.
I hate to be that guy, but I sincerely disagree. There's something interesting about everyone, Brianna.
Yep, I would agree.
She gets another kill right here.
Being very modest, but playing very solid here, for sure.
22-18. Red have anything left in them here in set 2? Well, Kaya Scott had something.
So, they're not done yet. Getting back in the mix.
Her twin sister Kayla played last night for the red team in the basketball all-star game,
which I think is just so fun. Again, that they both had the opportunity to participate, and they each had their own thing.
The Scott family's getting a little week vacation here in Lincoln.
Yep. Come to town.
Lemke again. Good block by Red. Another save by McCune.
Great up there.
Lemke. What a dig out of the back. And here's a wild sequence. Can Red get themselves back into this set? Set other side this time. And the point finished off.
Jaime's on the right side. She normally plays on the outside. Again, being that team player and taking the role on that right side, doing a great job here. She's made a couple nice line shots that have been very productive.
To the middle. Schmidt couldn't get much on it. Kuhn with the bump wide. Just touched over. What a decision by Kivanemi. Put it in the right spot, and it's 23-20.
Tough ball as the angle was coming and was getting a little tight to the net. Great job to take a ball and do something positive with it.
Kaya Scott trying to prevent Blue from going to set point. Kivanemi again. Got another one. It's not picture perfect, but it works.
You know, it's all about finding a way. However that is accomplished, still results in that point and progress.
Scott. Near side, and Keck goes wide.
That's a big explosive swing that Keck has. Just went a little bit wide. But we've seen that from her many times in the state tournament. And here tonight also, we've seen it a couple times be pretty productive.
Boy, from what I've seen tonight, if Ashley Keck is 6 feet tall, Concordia is probably not getting her. That might have been the only thing holding her back from maybe a Division I scholarship.
She, again, I love that she's so athletic, she's explosive, she's quick, all those things. And again, just physics, that speed, that arm swing, adds velocity down the ball, pops up. Yep, she's a great player.
A timeout on the court for Blue as Red has clawed their way back in, tied it at 23. Here's a look back at set number 1.
You know, set number 1, it was really very even back and forth. Really, Myers was the heavy hitter for that Red squad. Came out tough right from the beginning, and Blue really struggled to stop her. And she just mixes it up. She's just been a player that has a lot of experience, and it really showed in that early set. But Blue said, nothing doing. We're getting in the mix here as well. And of course, we had Haney taking charge, passing the ball, working to the outside, coming in with that big swing too. We talked about in the open, she's been in difficult situations, pressure situations. She just knows how to win and find a way to get the ball to hit the floor.
There's Brenna Schmidt, one of our featured players this evening. 4 kills, 2 blocks for the 6'5" middle out of Elmwood Murdoch. And that one's off the pin.
Set a little bit wide there, not much that Jaime's could do.
So now, after Blue on the verge of reaching set point, it's Red with a chance to close out set 2. Off the block, that's gonna do it. It's another block from the middle, Brenna Schmidt. And Red evens up the match at 1 apiece, taking set number 2 by a 25-23 score. Set 3 is just around the corner.
Constellation is a natural gas supplier helping inspire young Nebraskans through hands-on learning. Constellation has given more than $290,000 to 4-H and FFA organizations across the state, helping support youth in your community with opportunities to achieve real-world success. Because we believe that powering communities means empowering our future leaders. With Constellation, a contribution to 4-H and FFA is in the stars.
I really enjoy starting from nothing and coming up with a final piece that somebody likes to wear out the door.
Sometimes those ideas just come flowing, sometimes new ideas are brewing, and then that's just the thrill of making art.
Sometimes it takes me a long time to be satisfied with something or to think it's not just good, but it's doing something.
People always wonder how long it takes to do something, and I really never know. I always just say a day.
It's harder to try to copy something I made before. It's always a little different. The first time is the charm.
And it makes you feel powerful to be able to bring something into existence that wasn't there before.
Art is everywhere, yes, everywhere you look.
Heartland Handmade, Monday, August 15th at 7 p.m. Central on Nebraska Public Media.
My name is Dan O'Neill from North Platte, Nebraska. From the western edge of the state to Lincoln or Omaha is a long way. So state wrestling, state basketball, volleyball, all those events, that truly, I think, brings the state together because there are just a lot of people that wouldn't be able to attend those events.
Coverage of the 2022 All-Star Week on Nebraska Public Media is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest Foundation, the Nebraska Public Power District, the Nebraska Corn Board, Aurora Cooperative, and Constellation Energy. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support. Well, a big part of All-Star Week is the service opportunities that the selected athletes get to participate in. One of them is collecting money for local food banks, as they did last night at the basketball game. The volleyball team did that, and the softball team here at the volleyball game tonight goes around collecting money to donate to food banks. It's such a great part of this week, is that getting these athletes involved in serving their community, not just performing in front of the fans.
Well, and you talk about that's part of, again, their leadership and the experience of, again, giving back to a community or community service, where you're going out and doing something, and again appreciating and showing also that thankfulness and whatever it is, helping others. I think that's part of being a leader. And these teams, they're getting taught more than just the sport. It's more than the game. It's all the other things that they're learning and the experiences here coming into town. And those are things that have been added over the years. I'm not going to say what year, but I was able to play in this All-Star game, the very first one they ever had. And we were here for a week-long training, and, you know, and just the elements of, we didn't really mix with the other squad. It's totally evolved, and I think the service element is another really nice piece that they have added in recent years.
Set 3 underway, and we're tied at 1 apiece, and blue with the first point here in set number 3. Maddie Wooden to serve. Set to the outside for McCune. I was, during the break, I got a text from Rob Anderson, who is the SID for Creighton Volleyball, and he was telling me about, in the photo shoot today, Sky McCune had requested a large jersey, and they only had a small. So during the photo shoot, she couldn't really lift her arms.
So when we look at the media
Right, when you
guide,
look at the
we're going to
media
see
guide,
her arms are very tight.
You're gonna know. You're gonna know the story. There she is. Luckily, this jersey
is sized to fit. But again, how fun for her again, and a hectic day, I'm sure. But again, a lot of fun to be able to be a part of that, and knowing that's just around the corner. But then also to be here and have the opportunity to play this one more time with a lot of people that maybe she competed against, were teammates maybe in club. I think that's really the fun part too, or have admired even. They're now your teammate.
Good swing from the near side by Bailey Helzer out of Oakland Craig. Tools the block and wins the point for her side.
A lot of power there by Helzer. Helzer was a senior on a very young Oakland Craig squad. And so she really knows what it means to need to step up and be a leader out on the court. First state championship for Oakland Craig. Pretty exciting for them, and it's fun to be able to call that game and again see her really shine and have the opportunity to be here today too.
Well, Adeline Kierkegaard's back. She's made her presence felt here in the third set. Myers. That was a sharp angle she took on that shot, but a good defensive play. Myers again, tried to dink it over. Good diving save from Wooden. Cross court from Waters doesn't go.
Great save by Vanskoy.
Near side Helzer into the net, and Red back to within one.
Long rally there, everybody kind of taking a breather.
Carson Vanskoy out of Waverly back to serve. She was the trumpet section leader in the marching band at Waverly. And once again, Adeline Kierkegaard puts it down with authority.
Back to serve for the Blue Ball Stars, number 18, Sophia McKinney.
Here's Sophia McKinney. To the middle. Schmidt got it.
Great pass there, leading into, again, all options available. Great decision to go that quick transition to Schmidt.
So Brenna Schmidt, in her senior year, had to take welding. It was the only option she had. And she was not looking forward to it, but says that she actually really enjoyed it and got really good at it. Says she was better at welding than the boys in the class by the end.
Which welding knows no gender. I'm just going to say, and again, it's great. Sometimes, you know, those situations you're forced to do something that you didn't intend to do, and you come out finding, you know, I really enjoy that. So good for her. A lot of fun. I love to, again, she talks about her dad, what an encourager he is, and not just of her, but her teammates. He's one who wants to know the name of every team member, that whatever team she's playing on, so that he can specifically cheer for those individuals and call them by name. And again, that's what a true fan is somebody who's there, again, that has the vision and the mentality to say everybody, you know, is important here, and it's not one, and team play is really important.
Kill by Shaylee Myers, who's back to serve. We're just going to keep rolling with the tidbits here because the one from Shaylee Myers is great. She says she's scared of wind turbines. Now, I was thinking somebody with a swing that good should be able to identify with the wind turbine a little bit, right?
Those long arms, those, you know, but
maybe she feels threatened by the wind turbine.
There you go. Just kind of must be a freaky phobia, you know?
On the near side, that's Helzer. Got it over.
Helzer finding a way, again, just mixing it up. Big block is up there, so she just tips it right over the top of their fingers and lets it fall.
Haley Helzer She's a Walt Hill Rodeo queen. She's a barrel racer, team roper. Schmidt just had to improvise a little bit there. From the near side, Weeks goes down the line, but it's out.
I love to just learning, you know, knowing a little bit more about the kids, and also, you know, they are not just one-dimensional. They are so multi-dimensional. They're great. They're involved in a lot of different things. We've mentioned band, we've mentioned rodeo, sand volleyball, which isn't a high school sport, but again, involved in that. But also the academics and the things that, I mean, when you look down the list, National Honor Society and involved in different clubs at their school, just to balance all of that and to be fully involved and embrace, I guess, high school opportunities is pretty impressive.
After an ace from Neckel, she left that one a bit long. And we're back to even at 8 apiece. So Reagan Hayth, who had a big second set, after Blue came up short, she was instrumental in that one. She's a juggler. That one too strong for Keck. And Red back in front, 9-8. So Abby Schomer's back to serve. She was a teammate of Ava Haney on the other side at Scott. They played together as long as either of them can remember, and they both have older sisters who played together for a long time. This will be the last time they get to share the court, albeit on opposite sides. Haney off to Jacksonville State, Schomer's to Central Florida.
Yep. And again, since they've been little, that's all they've known, and as you mentioned, their older sister, so they were running around, you know, and waiting in the wings for their opportunities when their big sisters, I'm sure both their big sisters were mentors for them too, and they really looked up to them.
Both their big sisters were pretty good players.
Yep.
Brooke went to K-State, and we told you already that Allie Schomers broke the Class B record for assists in a season.
Great job there by Oxley, get her hand on the ball. Oxley's going to DePaul in this fall.
Well, she'll be playing against Sky McCune and Creighton a couple times a year.
Yep. Her talent, she plays violin as well. She's a multi-sport athlete, but also has that musical side of her.
Weeks with a good swing, but a better defensive play from Scott. And Red comes away with the point.
Great tool shot there by Myers on the outside. Just finds a way to get it done. I just really enjoy watching her.
Well, Lois Hickson, head coach of the Blue Squad, wants a timeout as Red has opened up a 3-point lead here in set number 3. It's 12-9 at the midpoint.
All right, it's time to talk about us. Not him, not her, not them. Us. Thanks to us, things have been great. In fact, you can find us just about everywhere. Your food, that's us. Your food's food, that's us too. Your fuel, that's us. And should anyone out there happen to doubt us, by all means, just watch us.
Wednesday on World, outstanding athletes from across the state come together to hit it out of the park for the Nebraska Coaches Association All-Star Softball Game. Don't miss the first pitch Wednesday afternoon at 5 Central on World. Live streaming is available at nebraskapublicmedia.org/sports and on the Nebraska Public Media app.
Kaya Scott to serve as we come back here about halfway through set number 3, all even at 1 apiece. Red leads the set 12-9. Kathy, as someone who's played in this game and been around it for a long time, what's something that players coming in should expect to take away from an experience like this?
Well, I really think the great part is, first of all, that they get to play with some people that they haven't had an opportunity before, that maybe they've seen in the state championship and admired and thought, oh my gosh, and now they're on the same court with them or on the same side of the net with them. And they also learn maybe that opponent who they thought was their big rival, they are a pretty cool person, and they get to know them instead of being, the opponent as a friend. And I think there's really a lot of lifelong friendships that are acquired out of this as well. And we'll see each other beyond here, like I said, at the next level.
Long rally here. Outside for Myers. She's been good all day and good again.
And I can even tell you some of the players that I played with, and I still have contact with some of those players too. So it's really kind of a fun thing. McKinney really just kind of got knocked on her backside there, but Sophia really doing a great job out on the court. She's from Grand Island Northwest, going on to play at Doane. But one of those players that's in that, again, legendary program and just had great training. And one of those players in the back row that you just count on. She's just back there and she just relishes doing her job well.
Kierkegaard putting another point away for her team using the block. It's 14-11 red here in set 3. To the outside, big swing from Waters. It did just find the line.
I think they called it in, or I did see a touch call, I believe, by the up official. Waters swinging here on the right side. Generally, she's on that left side, but she has the ability to make that impact on the right side as well as an outside. Great reaction, and I love the aggressive swing there by Myers.
Bumped across, a chance for red. The near side, but the set was just a little bit out of the reach of Schomer's. And Blue able to take advantage.
Yep, I love that she tried to take that back and change the direction just a little bit low. Poppert immediately said, my fault, I got you. So I love to see that too, again, working and talking with each other and knowing how to make an adjustment.
And Connors serves into the net. I'll make it 16-12 for the red. Shaylee Myers, the windmill, back to serve. Near side for Helzer. And she just kind of caught Poppert in an awkward position and got the point.
Poppert was there, but again, just the angle of the ball was a little bit high for her to get on her platform. And
middle, Schmidt, a little low for her.
Just needs it. She's at 6'5". She's got a long reach as well. Just get it up there and let her go after it.
It looks like Schomer's isn't used to setting for someone who's quite that tall.
Yep, and just that communication. And again, if you air a little high, give her a little time.
That was a good swing from the back row by Helzer.
Nice job there by Helzer. Like you said, from that back row, it's nice to have that extra element of offense from behind the 10-foot line.
It was something that watching Creighton volleyball last year, they did so well with Nora Sis. And she was great defensively, and they could put her in that back row. And with that tremendous leaping ability, the attacks out of the back row were a great weapon for the Blue Jays last season.
It just adds one more dimension to your offense. The blockers have to adjust because it's coming from deeper off the court. So, there's so many pluses from having somebody be able to be effective from the back row.
Again, a little missed time on the set for Schmidt. She couldn't do much with it. Ends up long, and we're back to level at 16 apiece.
And Schmidt, we talked about, again, such a force at the net, and she's working really hard to Still, it's just those connections. When you're a middle attacker with your setter, that's the hardest piece. Always is getting that connection and finding that, and they haven't had a lot of time to do that.
And it's a good attempt by Shaylee Myers, just a little bit wide. Well done to keep it alive on the red side, but it's a point to blue, and they retake the lead at 17-16.
This whole match has just been back and forth. You know, there's nobody's really exerted themselves and create a wide margin.
Trying to go slide for Schmidt this time. Didn't quite come off, and now Red's going to need a timeout to chat things over. Christina Bosiger wants a chance to reset things as Red has now fallen behind. Hey, college volleyball's almost back in action, and we preview the two perennial powerhouse programs in the state. Here, Nebraska volleyball head coach John Cook and Creighton volleyball head coach Kirsten Bernthal Booth break down their upcoming schedule, discuss their newest recruits, and the fall roster. Don't miss the premiere of State of Volleyball 2022 Fall Preview on Monday, August 22nd at 9 p.m. Central, right here on Nebraska Public Media. There is your Nebraska volleyball non-conference schedule. Boy, that September 7th date circled in either red or blue, depending on which side you might be on. That is always a big one, but there's some tough opponents on that non-con. Kentucky, Stanford, Long Beach State. There are some serious programs for the Huskers.
Just a great preseason lineup, and again, it prepares you to get into that grind of the Big Ten, which day in and day out is a
it's a bear.
Yeah, it's a match.
Good attempt by McKinney. Had to go wide of the official's chair up there.
You know, and
she's a hustler.
Yeah, I just love seeing that, and that's why she's got that white jersey on, because she never quits on a ball. Just that relentless pursuit.
Jordy Nickel back to serve. 80 aces in her high school career. She loves dogs, fuzzy socks, and watermelon. Don't know too many people who would disagree.
Nope, I was going to say, I don't see anything on that list that I wouldn't like.
Here's the schedule for Blue Nebraska, Creighton volleyball. And again, they will take on Nebraska September 7th. They get the other in-state school in Omaha on September 10th. They also are going to play Kentucky. Some good schools on the schedule there for the Blue Jays also.
And I think both coaches' philosophy is, again, that prepares us. It sees where our weak areas are, where we need to get better. Preseason, even if we give up a match, it isn't hurting us. We're learning from that, and we're better prepared for the end of the season when it matters.
I'm going to have the privilege of calling quite a few of those Creighton volleyball matches this season. Really excited about that, both in the non-conference schedule and during the Big East slate.
I think it's just so great. Our state, you know, the population and the programs that we have throughout the state with Creighton and Nebraska, but also we've got Kearney and Wayne State. I mean, we've got
Omaha's on a team on the rise as well.
Omaha as well, you know, and this state is producing programs that are outstanding. And again, we're seeing why right here. Some of these players, and a lot of them are going to some of those locations within the state.
And that's a big swing that stays wide from Kierkegaard. And once again, it's been all three sets now. Blue's been the first to 20. They won the first, lost the second. We'll see if Red can make the comeback again here in number 3. Scott puts one in the net. She's been really good serving. Didn't expect that from her.
Back to serve for the blue flag, number 9, Kylie Weeks.
It's Kylie Weeks. She's off to Arkansas in the fall to study speech pathology and play some volleyball.
Razorback.
There's a swing from Myers. Myers. Word of the day for her is velocity.
Yep.
That's been impressive.
Just fun to watch, you know, players like that. And she's very versatile and well-rounded.
Vanskoy with the ace. And Red ties it up at 21.
Vanskoy had 60 aces this season, so she's pretty tough from that service line. Keeping the pressure on the serve receive.
Near side, Helzer, bang.
Love that. Helzer had 1,500 kills going into the state tournament. You know, and right here, the block was there, solid inside. She had just enough space between the antenna and recognizes that, makes the great shot. That's why she has the numbers that she does.
Long from Myers. Now it's 23-21 Blue. Another timeout on the floor. Red wants to talk over the situation here. I think it was 23-20 in set number 2 before Red ran off those 5 points. We're going to take a look at Adeline Kierkegaard.
She's been tough from that right side. She is a lefty, so she's on her on-hand side, which means she can see that ball as she drives in and then also see the block and those open areas on the court. She's really doing a good job reading the situation. At this point, she's not done yet. She's got 7 kills and I believe 1 block to her name as well. So doing a great job on that right side, really doing what this Blue squad needs.
Kierkegaard out of Hastings St. Cecilia. They made the state quarterfinal this year.
She's the youngest of 4. I believe she has 4 older brothers. Excuse me. She's youngest of 5, but 4 older brothers. So
that'll teach you some competitiveness.
Yep, and I bet she's tough as nails. And she's playing as such out there too. And fun, you know.
So the point for Red, starting to make things interesting now. Poppert with the serve. Near side, Helzer. That's off hands. That's going to be point Blue.
Yep. Got the touch call there. Here we get a chance to see. Yeah, and you can see the block was not set up. Shomers was floating to the outside and catches the hands.
Set point here for Blue. Myers has to pass across.
Freebie, let's see.
Set, the block was set up well by Myers and Schmidt. Helzer didn't have much on it. Too tight to the net. Blue with an opportunity to finish it right here. Can Helzer do it? No, into the net.
Red's still alive. Helzer just didn't have the opportunity to get off and really drive to that ball. So she really had only a step close before her swing.
So Shaylee Myers, who's also been pretty good from behind the service line tonight. Trying to tie it up right here. On the slide, comes off hands and gets down. A good finish from Reagan Haith. And Blue wins set number 3 by a 25-23 score. And they head to the 4th set with the match in their favor at 2-1.
Electricity. It makes life easier, more productive, brighter, possible. Yet we only think about it when we don't have it. The next time you're doing, well, anything, think about how electricity makes it all possible. And know we will be there, powering your everyday, every day.
I grew up in Southwest Nebraska, Binkelman, Nebraska. Going to UNL really opened the world for me. I came from a really small town school and girls hadn't played sports. If you're a farm kid, you don't play summer ball, but softball or things because you're busy helping. My aunt from Colorado had to really do a lot of convincing of my father to allow me to go to the big university. They wanted me to stay in Southwest Nebraska and start at community college. She really, really lobbied hard. And I found out much, much later that she hadn't been able to go to the University of Nebraska. And so it was kind of like she was going to make sure that that door wasn't closed to me. They had just built a brand new women's PE, physical education building, and it was better than the men's. I just loved all the PE, so I decided to be a PE minor. If I got a phys ed minor at least, that would help me maybe get a teaching job. You know, when people say things change, it's not like it was in the good old days. Well, oh heavens, this is a huge change for the better. They have so many more athletic experiences. I don't think girls realize that. I couldn't play high school sports, and I had no idea that I even had athletic talent. The openings to them, it's great. They don't have to just be in the pep club and cheer for the boys. Just that says a lot to girls, don't you think?
Welcome back to Lincoln North Star High School for the 2022 Nebraska Coaches Association Volleyball All-Star Game. Blue leads at 2-1. Before we get you ready for set number 4, send it down to Drew Dinker, the PA announcer, for a special presentation.
Proactive Coaching and the Nebraska Coaches Association are pleased to present the Most Valuable Teammate Award for each NCAA All-Star team. The NCAA sponsors All-Star pregame camps and games for boys and girls basketball, volleyball, and softball. Unlike the Most Valuable Player Award, this award is being presented to a player on each All-Star team that best exhibited the following skills throughout the entire All-Star experience: the willingness to be coached, leadership on and off the court or field of play, and placing the team above themselves. This afternoon, while the teams enjoyed a pregame meal, players and coaches cast their ballots. Nebraska Coaches Association Board of Director Chris Kuzer is pleased to present the Proactive Coaching Most Valuable Teammate Award for the red team to Jordy Neckel from Columbus Lakeview. Congratulations, Jordy. And now, the Nebraska Coaches Association Board of Director Terry Newyear is pleased to present the Proactive Coaching Most Valuable Teammate Award for the blue team to Carly Hymas from Wynot. Congratulations, Carly. The NCAA offers a special thanks to Rob Miller and Bruce Brown of
2 outstanding teammate awards given out here tonight. Jordy Neckel of Columbus Lakeview, Carly Hymas of Wynot from the red and blue squads, respectively. This Thursday night, join Kim, Todd, and the Backyard Farmer panel as they answer your lawn and garden questions. Tune in Thursday night at 7 Central on Nebraska Public Media for Backyard Farmer, or watch online at nebraskapublicmedia.org/backyardfarmer. Well, those awards, you know, they are well deserved because they are not only voted on just by the coaches, but the teammates vote on it as well.
You know, and that's the thing about this All-Star. Again, a lot of them didn't know her, but again, have found somebody that they really respected and had the opportunity to be a part of, to work with the last couple days. And again, just look at them. I mean, they haven't known each other, and they're best friends. You know, our best buds here, and they're there supporting. But you know, you just have those players sometimes that just are that way, or that support for everybody, and it's really fun to see.
Well, for the red team, Brenna Schmidt, we highlighted her in the open. Kathy, she's done a whole bunch of good things tonight.
She has been working hard in the middle, transitioning, getting in, and just again, those connections have been off and on, but she's still finding ways to get kills. We've seen the big swing, we've seen her make adjustments, some of those shorts, tips, 5 kills, 3 blocks. She's really, again, as we talked about, a threat up at that net.
And sometimes in a couple of situations her height may have been a slight disadvantage because her setter just wasn't used to playing with somebody that big.
Yeah, and again, I think it's just a matter of getting used to that connections, and we see that even at the collegiate level as getting that timing and knowing where that hitter likes that ball. And but she's still been very successful regardless, and it's been fun. You're not getting maybe to see the full extent of the explosive and the power that she has, but it's still fun to see her being successful out there.
There's the serve by Shomers, and set 4 is underway. Blue leading 2-1, but it's an early point for Red off the block by Oxley. Abby Shomers off to Central Florida to study exercise science. And there's another good block. It's Oxley again.
Oxley doing a great job working hard. We're talking, if we look across the front row now, we've got a pretty big Red front row. Oxley at 6'3", Schmidt 6'5", and you know, Kianovi enemy is a mere 6 foot over on the side. So big front row right now. This blue squad is having to find a way to get around, and Red's going to try and take advantage of that great serve by Shomers in this rotation.
Now, to your point, Caitlin Oxley's nickname in high school was Big Kate.
There you go.
To the near side for Bunger.
Great,
good cross-court shot, but well saved. And then the back row attack comes off for Myers.
So yeah, that back row attack with the great front row you have right now, really tough. But I think the key that was set up by that great defensive play there by Neckel.
Into the net there, breaks up the rally. 4-1 lead for Red after Shomers had served 4 straight. Set outside. That was for Shomers. And she got the defender in an awkward position, got the point.
I believe that was enemy on the outside there. Got that swing as she rotates out.
Well, I stand corrected. Kiviniemi with the kill.
And McCune coming back in. So some sharing of duties, front row and back row.
Carly Hymas unable to dig it out of there. Oxley with another kill. It's the best set we've seen out of her so far here tonight.
Ball.
The outside and a big block. Myers, Oxley combining over there on the left side. And it's 7-1 Red.
Beautiful execution there by Myers. Outside and the push in. And it's just the strength of those shoulders. She was so solid as that ball came to her.
Can Blue get back in this one? It's a good swing there from Haney.
Absolutely,
and a much needed point.
Like that.
Much needed point.
Yes.
And when in doubt, set it to Haney.
Got her in the front row and take advantage of strength in her athleticism and her swinging ability. Tight.
Up over the net, comes back to the middle. Oxley kept it alive, but she hit it twice. I think 7-1, a 6-point lead. That's about the biggest lead we've seen by either team here tonight.
I think you're right.
With Blue on the march, coming right back.
Red says we want more play. We want to go to a 5th set.
And there was a perfect set for Schmidt. She got over top of it, sent it straight down with a ton of speed. That has to be so hard to deal with. You're that long and you can come down over top of the ball at that acute angle. Near side, pushed across. Good finish by Haney.
Haney again, finding ways. That's what she's so good at, finding ways to get the kill. And we love the explosive and the power, but again, it isn't always necessary, and the results are the same.
And the serve from Connor is long, so Blue gives one back. 9-4, 5-point lead for Red. Carson Van Scoy had opportunities to go to Iowa State, Concordia. She chose Northwest Missouri State for applied health science. And another block by Myers out on the outside. Van Scoy was, or excuse me, Millard was there too. Shaylee Myers has shown up and shown out here in this All-Star game. 10-4, Red leads Blue in set number 4.
Education quest, take 4.
Why do you want to go to college?
I get to figure out what I want to do with my life.
Independence, living on your own.
I need to prepare myself for the future.
What's your biggest challenge in going to college?
Probably the hardest part is the application.
Deciding where I want to go.
College is a little scary. It's a lot harder and a lot more work.
The financial side of it is really confusing.
So what if you had a friend you could ask?
Live sports and documentaries are part of the valued services from Nebraska Public Media. Fans of high school and college sports have a great way to ensure these programs will continue. Join the Nebraska Public Media Sports Partners Club. This is your home for Husker volleyball, Big Red Wrap-Up, and high school championships. Log on to nebraskapublicmedia.org/sportspartners and enjoy the benefits of joining. With your support, sports action will stay right here all year long. Thank you.
Fans will be back in Memorial Stadium, and so will another season of Big Red Wrap-Up. Join longtime sports writer and radio host Michael Severe, along with former Husker Jay Moore and Sean Callahan from Husker Online. Tune in every Tuesday night beginning August 23rd for Husker game breakdowns and the latest recruiting news. Watch the season premiere of Big Red Wrap-Up Tuesday, August 23rd at 7 p.m. Central on World, and again at 10 p.m. Central on Nebraska Public Media. So 10-4, Red in the lead. Here's Myers again. Just pushed that one across. A little miscommunication by Blue. Myers wants another one. That one's into the block.
Myers really swinging big there. The blockers were up solid, though. Reagan Haith right there. And I believe Maddie Wooden was also in the mix there.
Ava Haney, one of the big names on the Blue squad. Back to serve at 10-5.
Tough serve, but great play.
And what a swing from Shaylee Myers. Not only the power, but the angle she was able to hit came right across that ball.
Back to serve for the Red All-Stars, number 9, Shaylee Myers.
Impressive. Her 10th kill of the match. On the overpass, Red with an opportunity to extend. Millard couldn't finish it off. Bunger got the block and got the point.
Bunger was really strong in set number 1. Here as she rotates through that front row again. Some success on the outside using that block.
McKinney to serve. And she's going to get credit for the ace as Van Scoy was caught in between.
Just couldn't decide quick enough and caught the arms of Van Scoy. But again, you got to credit, again, great serving by McKinney. Tough ball, forced the decision.
Set from Shomers, goes outside this time. An overpass, nope, didn't quite get over, just touched the net. And Red will pick up the point, 12-7.
Keck tried to take it to the right side. Maybe should have gone to the left side because Wooden was up there and kind of actually right underneath her.
Sadie Millard Nickname in high school, Meatball. Bunger with a good dink shot and kept alive somehow. And McKinney played it across and got the point. Oh, what a play.
McKinney stuck with it. And Red Squad kind of relaxed, didn't think it was going to clear the tape, but just does. And they were not prepared, kind of caught halfway in between transitioning.
Wooden with the serve. Kind of an awkward ball. Comes over, stays in, another one for the Blue Squad. Boy, the golden horseshoe on the blue side right now.
Blue is living right, and the net gods are with them.
It was just a swing of the arm from Bunger that went behind her and somehow stayed in bounds. Setter dump attempt by Shomers doesn't quite come off. Shomers outside, big swing off the block. It's a point for Kiviniemi.
And the ball in Red's hand and a point. They're working hard here. Again, still only a 4-point gap, and they are right in the mix. This whole match has really been fun just because it's been close and both teams really responding.
Myers was just trying to play that ball across, but mishit it and gave one back to Blue. 13-10. That'll be Bunger back to serve. Bumped up by Shomers. Kiviniemi got it. Keely Kiviniemi out of Bellevue West. Her brother Ty plays volleyball at William Penn. So many of these players come from great athletic families. Just tells you that it's not all about training and acquired skills. There's some genetics involved in being great at this game.
Yep, never hurts to have good genetics. But then you have to do something with it.
You have to do something with it.
You've got to credit these athletes to taking their gifts and refining them. Great job to stick with that short serve.
Kept alive, played up. Myers. Good play there just to get it across. Swing from the middle. Schmidt can't handle it off the block. And Blue gets themselves back to within 4. Sydney Razzler, haven't mentioned her very much tonight. Hasn't been involved in much of the action. She'll get a serve here. The outside for Myers, kept alive by Wooden. Near side for Haney. Myers again tight to the net.
Great kind of knuckleball there just to get her hands on it.
And a hammer down, but a net violation. You saw it shake after the big swing.
And Schmidt knew as well. Big smile on her face, but again, it was just so good. And just followed through a little too much.
Sydney Razzler out of Elkhorn. She broke her back before her freshman season of volleyball, playing club, and was told that she might not ever play again. But hey, look, here she is playing in the state all-star game and headed off to Rockhurst to play volleyball. I wonder if that experience had any part in her deciding to be an occupational therapist.
Absolutely. It has to. Yep, it had to have an impact. You know, good for her. And again, talks about her grittiness and her perseverance too. Again, when somebody tells you that might be something that you love might be lost, and she has going on and playing at the next level.
Serve too long from Sky McCune, and we have a 4-point game again. Number 10. So for these girls, most of them, as we mentioned, moving on to play at the next level, what are some of the biggest differences between playing at the high school level and at the collegiate level, be it from the NAIA all the way up to the top of Division I?
I would say pace of play, you know, the speed, the tempo, but also probably serving and serve receive. Serving is seems to be at a much more elevated level. And so obviously serve receive then is difficult of the challenge. But again, just the tempo of the attack, you know, the pace of speed at the net too, that offenses are being ran. So blockers got to move a lot faster, defense got to move into position. I would say those are probably the greatest differences.
Now, I'm no volleyball expert, so school us a little bit. What's something you can teach us about the game, and for the folks watching at home that they can see watching the game that's going to make them feel like they understand the game a little better after they leave our broadcast tonight?
Well, I'd say maybe you can key in on your setters, and again, their decision making out on the court. Again, they're reading where the blockers are. Blockers are also reading where that pass is to see if the pass is off the net. They're going to tend to cheat to the outside because the ball is most likely going to have to go to the left side pin because they can't run that fast tempo to the ball and just give themselves a step ahead. So if you kind of watch the setters and kind of where they have to take the ball, if they're right in their spot, you know, if they get in system, that means they have all attackers available. Because I got the perfects, I can set any one of them. If they move out, that's when you can start taking advantage and as a blocker leading out too. So kind of watch those couple things. And we'll see if we can point some of them out.
Well, tune in next week for more of Volleyball 101 with John and Kathy. Just a push across, but it's going to be a point for blue as Shomers couldn't get it down.
But what a swing on the ball. I mean, just aggressive swing on the ball.
20-16. Red's just been kind of holding the blue squad at arm's length for most of this one.
Great pass. She has all options there. So the middles, the blockers got to kind of hold and wait and see, and then accelerate, explode out to it.
In the middle, partially blocked. Outside on the slide step. Myers was wise to it. Off the block again. Both defenses active here in this long rally. Pushed across, kept alive. Tight to the net, got it over. It's kept up in the air, but it's going to be a point to Red finally, as they were able to just come up with something. Kiviniemi got it to go.
Great rally, both teams playing great defense, being aggressive with their swings and making good decisions.
21-16 Red.
Pulled off, so blockers are kind of going to release, come to the outside, so they're both there waiting for that outside here.
Set outside, Kiviniemi. To the middle. That was Razzler. She's going to get credit for a kill. Might be her first of the match.
And great set decision there by Wooden.
Back to serve for the Blue All-Stars, number 15.
Yep.
And it was off the shoulder and head area of Taylor Bunger.
It's kept it alive.
Wooden trying to get the lead below 4 points and does it right there. Blue hasn't really been able to get inside of 4 points for most of this set. Back to within 3 here at 21-18.
Great block there again. Jaimes is right there.
Shomer sets it near side for Oxley. Oxley just taps it over.
Oxley, nice job taking it to the inside there. You can see the middle blocker didn't get there close and had an open area.
The big unit, Brenna Schmidt, checking back in. Should be in the middle for Red. Outside for Bunger. Just tipped at the net. Schmidt blocked. Shomers to the back row for Myers. Good dig by Wooden. Bunger for Blue. Kiviniemi for Red. She's got it.
Kivanemi does a great job on the outside, just stays out there, works hard. I wouldn't say she's like this power hitter, but she's just smart, great control, has good pace on the ball, and consistent. She hit, I believe, 255 during the season.
So timeout on the floor, 23-18 the score. Red in control, trying to level things up and send this thing to a 5th and deciding set. Anything stuck out for either side for you here tonight?
I think they've ball handled really well. Sometimes that can be an issue we talked about, especially again, you're facing some other servers, different servers, but I think they've passed really pretty well and given them opportunities to be in system and done some really great things there. And when you pass, you set yourself up to do good stuff.
Well, I was hoping you'd say maybe Shaylee Myers, because we're going to take a look at some of her action here tonight.
Well, if you're talking about a player, Shaylee Myers has definitely, in my opinion, also stood out. And she's just been very consistent on that outside. She's powerful. She's explosive. She's also been tough from the back row. She's served well, and she's been that extra dynamic, element of an offense from the back row as well. But, yeah, I think she's had a really great match. If I was given an MVP, I think I would probably be my vote.
And Red gets the point here. Oxley involved in the block again. And Schomer's to serve here on set point. Keck just keeps it alive. And back row attack, that's long. Hands in the air for Red. They level it at 2 sets apiece. It was never really close in set number 4. Red takes it 25-18. We got one more set to decide who wins the 2022 Nebraska Coaches Association All-Star Volleyball Game.
But I don't need it, can't you see? It's good to be me. Oh, I can't believe that I'm living my own life.
Singer-songwriter Jocelyn performs a solo set of her original music, featuring her unique, soulful take on acoustic pop.
It's good to be me.
Friday night at 9:30 Central on Nebraska Public Media.
So one of the things that I've learned since being on the foundation board is the wealth of information that's available on the website, beyond what we typically think of as just radio and TV. The electronic and digital media that's available is a wealth of educational and quality learning for all of Nebraskans. One of the things on the educational information that was intriguing was the virtual tour of the Capitol. It's a wealth of information to be able to see the intricacy of that beautiful building. There's such a need for learning and education, but also in the programming it provides. PBS and NPR really challenge us to learn and challenge our thinking so that we think about things in a new perspective. It's about sharing education and making people better citizens by having a deeper and broader understanding.
The greatest thing an artist can do is to create another artist.
We are a full arts company that produce large-scale productions with people with disabilities.
It's awesome. To take the spotlight off of herself and to shine it on someone else, that's pretty cool. What she doesn't know, I'm going to take her story and hopefully turn it into a great song. I'm Rustin Kelly, and Melissa Smith is the inspiration for my American anthem.
Friday night at 9 Central on Nebraska Public Media.
A fifth and final set here for 2022 in the Nebraska Coaches Association All-Star Volleyball Game. You see the scores there, split evenly, 2-2.
We've had a great match so far, and like you said, been very even. So this isn't surprising that we are in the fifth. This is that fast-paced 15-point set.
So first of 15 is going to take home the victory here, and you'll have to excuse us, but we do believe that there's been a libero switch on the blue team. Somebody's wearing the 19 shirt, and we're not entirely sure who it is.
We got to get this one figured out.
It's not McKinney.
Nope. McKinney took the jersey off, and
it may be Kylie Weeks. I could be wrong. We didn't get word from the floor who it was that made the switch. So our libero is mystery woman number 19. Another good block by the red side. Boy, the left side, no matter who's been out there, has been really good on the block. And it is Weeks who has donned the libero shirt for blue.
Which she has done a tremendous job in that back row, so having that opportunity to utilize her will be definitely a benefit for the blue squad.
Weeks said she went on a recruiting visit to Arkansas, and on the way home, she had decided she wanted to go, but was looking for a sign. So she asked for a sign, and her family made a stop in Wisconsin. And in a little shop, she saw something called Razorback barbecue sauce, and that sealed the deal. It's funny, the little things that happen in recruiting that make the difference of where a player goes.
So Arkansas is now putting...
They're putting Razorback barbecue sauce every city in America.
You know, and the, you know, a lot of these girls had many opportunities or potential opportunities to go to different places and made the choice that was a great fit for them. And again, there's a lot of things that it comes down to, again, the position that they may need help in, or the coach or the team feel or the culture or those kind of things. So it isn't an easy process, but it's an exciting one. And again, these kids have obviously gone through that process and feel really comfortable and excited about their decision.
So after the serve receive error from Kaya Scott, we're back to level at 3 apiece. And why not?
That's what we expect.
Weeks still back to serve. Set from Schomer. Schmidt used the block, but it stayed up. Schomer's again for Schmidt. Tried to go back. Kierkegaard with the kill from the right side.
Kierkegaard again coming up big. I believe that's 8 kills for her on that right side. Just keeps finding a way. And she's got a big block that she is facing across the net.
4-3 to score. Outside Myers. Tough dink shot. Nothing you can do with that one. Haney just had to clap her hands and say, nice one.
Amy thought she might be tipping it, but nope. I mean, so she was pursuing a different direction and couldn't get to it. I believe that's 11 kills then for Meyer. Just a great performance tonight.
Van Scoy has the libero jersey on for the red side. She serves. There's a huge swing from Kierkegaard. We haven't seen her get loose like that since about sometime in set 1, but boy, when she turns it up, there's fire.
Concordia goes, yep, she's coming our way.
There's McKinney to serve. Out of the libero jersey now. From the near side, cross-court swing, but it was out. That was Ella Waters. Just missed the mark.
Tried that hard, sharp angle. I like the location, just missed it.
6-4 blue, make it 7 with the ace from Sophia McKinney.
McKinney still coming in here in a different role as a defensive specialist. Nice job with the serve. 41 aces this season for McKinney.
Well, blue just about halfway to the win here in set number 5. Red calls timeout to chat things over. when you get down to this point in an all-star game, Kathy, I know everybody comes in and, oh, we want to have fun, we want to have bonding, we want to have camaraderie. But the competitiveness has to take over at some point, right?
Absolutely. It kicks in and gets going. And again, it doesn't matter what it is. You want to win. So.
Well, we saw a big kill from Adeline Kierkegaard just a moment ago. She's been a big piece of this offense for Blue.
She definitely has, and Blue has really relied on her on that right side, and she's come through for them. Big swings, and the thing that she's done too is the ball isn't in great position. She's still getting her hand on the ball and finding locations on the court. But we just finished that rally with a big power shot from her. And so you can see she is capable of doing big things over on the right side.
There's a big swing from the opposite side. Ava Haney gets one from the outside hitter spot. Makes it 8-4. Blue in control.
So you got Haney at one pin and Kierkegaard at the other. You're in pretty good shape. Kierkegaard is rotated out, however, but no weakness with Haith in there. Reagan Haith comes in and solid as well.
So Red, after the serve from McKinney, gets the point. Outside, coming off the curl, that was Haith. She was rejected. Another block, but this one goes down. Ava Haney with another kill.
Haney knows how to win. You know, she had in the final match of the state championship, she had 15 kills, and probably poetically, she had the very last one to get that state championship. That was 7, as we said, in a row for Scott. That is a new record for any high school. Bellevue West and Shickley had 6 in a row during different eras. And so right now, Omaha Skutt claimed the streak, and they have had a reload, and she's been part of that reload process.
Overpass, put down, and Blue now 4 points away from taking home the win. Another timeout for Red, as Blue has just taken over here in set 5.
Really kind of flexing their muscle here, and again, this is probably the biggest gap we've seen in any of our sets so far.
7-1 in set 4 would match this lead for Blue here, and Ava Haney for the Blue side. She's been really good here at number 5.
She's just such a complete player, and you can see there that great shot, that cut shot. She takes that ball, thumb goes down, and puts that spin on the ball and takes it cross court. She can block, but she's doing a great job in the back row. Here you see her pass and then work to get to the outside. You know, it almost feeds into her momentum when she has the opportunity to pass that ball. A lot of people would serve to her to try and slow her down. It just feeds her, and she speeds up and comes up in with that explosive swing.
How about a 4.35 GPA for Ava Haney?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and she has also a high volleyball IQ, not only just a high IQ. So pretty impressive young lady.
Here she is to serve.
Nice pass.
Myers. Good dig out of the back by Weeks. She has made several key digs in this match. That cross-court attempt by Oxley is no good. And 3 points away now for Blue.
And just a great job by McKinney. She was playing on that right side defense. She knew exactly where she was, knew where that sideline was to let that ball go. Discipline in position.
Myers trying to go cross court with it. Weeks was there. Near side Buncher rejected, but out of bounds.
Oxley there, but again, the block wasn't able to push the ball in the court. Blue is really exerting themselves.
Myers again.
Oh, great dig.
Good pancake dig. Again from Weeks. Kept up, but not enough from Shaylee Myers. And now it is match point here in set 5 for number 14 Blue.
Weeks just doing a tremendous job in the back row. Digging balls, chasing down balls. Love it.
Last chance for Red to make something happen. Myers off the block. Now for Blue. For the win, it's into the net. Haith couldn't get across it. And red team stays alive for at least one more point. Probably the last action of the night for Ava Haney, who has been impressive. Can Sky McCune keep it alive for the red side?
She's tough back there. She'll do her best. Talk about competitor.
To the middle, big swing and a good kill from Sadie Millard. That's by far her best swing of the night.
Millard, nice job getting in that quick transition, was being up and quick, ready to go.
Tremendous leaping ability, 5'9".
I love to see leapers.
Millard again gets it across. To the outside, in! And that's the point that the blue side needed. They win set 5, 15-7. They take the match 3-2. What a competitive match between these two sides. Kathy Wieskamp, we said it early on that we thought the sides looked pretty evenly divided, and boy, were we right.
Absolutely. Turned out the coaches did a great job. Both evenly matching them up, and we had a great game, but I think it's credit to the kids. They came out and played so well tonight. Just outstanding game for us.
Well, there you have it. That does it for the action here at the 22 edition of the All-Star Volleyball game. We'll come back and put a bow on things here from Lincoln North High School. Coverage of the 2022 All-Star Week on Nebraska Public Media is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest Foundation, the Nebraska Public Power District, the Nebraska Corn Board, Aurora Cooperative, and Constellation Energy. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support. Blue team takes the 2022 edition of the All-Star game. Skylar McCune wasn't on the winning side, but she had a lot of support from her future teammates, the Creighton Blue Jays, in attendance to watch their newest teammate. What a good moment to remember for Sky McCune and the Creighton Blue Jays. 25-18, 23-25, 25-23, 18-25, and 15-7 your scores for Blue, who take home the win here tonight. Well, Adeline Kierkegaard, we talked about her a lot throughout this match, Kathy. The highlights from her are fast and furious.
Absolutely. She was tough on that right side tonight. Really, the red squad didn't have an answer for her. She came with power. She came up with the plays when they needed them and really helped this blue squad get to that ultimate final win.
9 kills and a block for Kierkegaard on the night.
Not a bad all-star night.
The other primetime performer for the team in blue was Ava Haney. We highlighted her in the open, and she lived up every bit to being a featured player in this one.
Well, and then she highlighted the match. I mean, she's just explosive. She's just an incredible athlete on the outside. And again, it was fun to watch her out there. Again, one last time as a high school player. She knows how to win, and she was, again, a key factor in this blue squad coming up with the win tonight.
Well, Kathy, this was a lot of fun. What do you say we do it again tomorrow on the softball field?
Let's do it. I'm in.
All right. Well, thanks for being a great partner here tonight. A huge thank you to Chick-fil-A and Charlie Colon for taking care of us and providing a wonderful meal for the sports production crew. Once again, our final score, Blue takes the win 3-2. For Kathy Wieskamp, for Brock Lohr and the entire sports production crew, I'm John Schreiner. Good night from North Star High School in Lincoln, Nebraska.